Hi guys, it's Miss Alex from the Fairlawn Library again. I have a new thing we're going to do today. I have a pretty big board game collection. I'm a pretty big nerd when it comes to board games. And I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek at three of my favorite games that I love to play with kids, both at the library and just in general. And I'll show you guys what they are, and I'll give you a little description and like what age group and all those things. And if you're interested in buying them, you can get them on like Amazon or Target or wherever. And hopefully, if you're bored at home, you guys have some board games at home. If not, maybe this will inspire your family to get some and give them a try. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first one I have, the box is pretty beat up because I take it with me everywhere. It's called Just Desserts. So this game is a card game, and it is on the box. It says 2 to 5 players, ages 8 to adult, and about 10 to 40 minutes playtime. So this game I really like because it is a game you can play over and over again. That doesn't really, even though it doesn't have a lot of like variety to it, I guess you could say, it's always fun to keep playing again and again. So it looks like it's a little messy in here, so let me just get this all out of the box so you guys can see. So basically the way this game works is pretty simple. It comes with instructions, so if you ever buy it and you forget these instructions, you can always look and see. But basically there are different guest cards, and the guests all have different icons on the top. So you can see what kind of food that they want. It's dessert themed, so this girl wants a cookie and some chocolate and ice cream. So, and she also has very closely, you can see up there, I'm pointing in the wrong spot. You can see she has a favorite. So her favorite is an ice cream sandwich, which happens to be all of those things put together. So there would be cards laid out on the table, which you wouldn't be able to see right now, but there's usually one card for each player, and then you have cards in your hand that are desserts. So for example, I'll just grab a couple here so you can see. You would have a hand about, I think it's 5, and you would have different cards. So this is strawberry ice cream, and if you see, it has symbols too on the top here and on the bottom, and the ice cream one would match that card that I showed you. There's also other ones. So this is creme brulee. It's like a little porridge. These are cute little gingerbread people, and so there's little spices and little chocolate cookie. This one is coffee cake, and it's got a little cake, it's got some spices, and it's got some nuts. And then this one is a pineapple upside down cake. Ooh, hold on a second. Oops. Lost you there for a minute. And this is a pineapple, crispy rice treat. Wow. Can't read backwards. And that has marshmallow and cookie. So basically for that girl who loves ice cream sandwich, I don't have an ice cream sandwich, but she wants ice cream, a cookie, and chocolate. And I have here a cookie. I have here some ice cream. And then, oh, there, you can see it there. And then the last thing you would need is chocolate. So once you have all 3 cards, you can turn them in and you collect this guest. It's like they're visiting your dessert store, and you get to like feed them whatever food that they want. Now, if you didn't have the cards you needed, you could always just draw a new card, and hopefully you would get the icon that you needed. And then there's 2 ways to win the game. Either you collect all of the same color cards, so all the guests have different colors on their border, so you either get 4 of a kind, so all green or all orange or whatever, or you get 1 of each card. So there's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. So you get 1 of each one, and then that's another way to end the game. But even if you end the game, you don't necessarily win right away. You can collect all, and whoever has the most points also can be a way you play it too. So the way you can get extra points is if you get their favorite item. So if zucchini nut bread is her favorite and I happen to have that card, I would get an extra point if I got this character. So yeah, so it's a fun little game. It's not too complicated. It does play pretty quickly, especially once you get the hang of it. Like I said, it is fun to kind of play again and again, and it's a good game just to have like in your car or in your purse, and that way if you're bored or if you have to wait at like a doctor's appointment, it is good to make the time go by. So this is Just Desserts, and yeah, I would say this is probably like on a learning scale, a relatively easy game to pick up because a lot of you match the images and you just collect the cards. It's like set collecting. The next game is a little bit trickier, and this game I recommended to Miss Joanna, and she got it for her daughter, and they liked it a lot. This is called Tiki Topple. So Tiki Topple, I'll read what it says, what it recommends. It's 2 to 4 players, about 20 minutes long, and ages 10 and up. So this, and for just desserts, even though technically it says ages 8 and up, I have played this with like 6-year-olds, and again, because of the easy to match images, it's pretty easy for 6-year-olds to learn too. Tiki Topple, again, a game I've played with 6-year-olds, so the ages, even though they recommend a little bit older, you can try it with your younger kids. Tiki Topple is a pretty simple game too. Basically what you want to do is, and again, instructions inside in case you forget this video, but basically, I gotta take it up a little bit so you can see. You have a little board that looks like this, and basically you are, oh gosh, come on. You pick your little character, whatever color you want to be. There's 4 different colors, and you start here, so the board would be down, but I'm just showing it to you. And then, in this little track in the middle, there are little tiki guys. So there are 9 different tikis, all in different colors, and basically what you would do is you line up the tikis in the track all the way down to the bottom. All 9 fit perfectly right in there. And then the point of the game is to get your tikis to the top. So, Miss Alex, which are my tikis? How do I know? Well, I'll show you. So basically your tikis are picked for you randomly. So everyone will get one of these random cards, and on the cards are 3 colors and the names of the tikis. So basically all the colored tikis, I don't want to drop them, would be lined up on your little track, and then secretly you have to try to get yours to the top. Now, Miss Alex, how do I get my tikis to the top? Well, it's a good thing you asked. Everyone gets little cards, so the cards match your color. So if I was the blue character, I have the blue cards. Everyone has the same cards, but each of these cards has a different action you can do. So Tiki up 1 would mean you move 1 random Tiki up. It can be yours, it can be somebody else's. Tiki up 2, again, same idea, you move a Tiki up twice. And then Tiki up 3, you move 1 up 3. So if your guy's all the way at the bottom, you can move him hopefully closer to the top to score points. Other things you can do is called Tiki Toast. So Tiki Toast means you get rid of the most bottom totem. So it fits at the bottom here. You Tiki Toast it, it goes off the board, and it'll come back in on the next round. And then the last one is Tiki Topple, the name of the game. And that means you can take a Tiki from anywhere in the track and you move it all the way to the bottom. So if you're trying to get your opponent to lose, you would Tiki Topple them to the bottom and then Tiki Toast them off the board, and now they won't be able to complete their little card. So each placement has different point values. So for number 1, you would get 9 points. Number 2, you would get 5 points. And number 3, you get 2 points. But also in teeny tiny print on the bottom, it does say or better. So if my yellow guy is in first place, I'll still get the points. But if he's in third place, I won't. So you have to either get it in that spot or better, and then you get the points. And then once at the end of the round, all the Tiki cards are played, you count what your score is. So if my 3 top ones were there, I move along the tracker, and the point of the game is to get all the way to 35, and then you win. So, like I said, this game is a little bit trickier than the other game I just showed you. And I did drop a card, but that's okay. But it is really fun. It does have something called a take that element, which means if you're playing it with siblings and somebody gets toppled, the other might get a little upset. But it is really, really fun, and it is something I really enjoy playing with the kids at the library, and I know a lot of them had say they enjoy it too. Alright, and the last game I'm going to show you guys is one of my personal favorites. It's called Azul. So Azul is definitely a harder game, but I have found kids do like to play it, and it is fun to play. So, let me just read you back here. So it says ages 8 plus, 2 to 4 players, and this is 30 to 45 minutes. So all of these games do play in under an hour. Maybe your first time it might be a little long since you're learning, but for the most part they are pretty quick. But Azul is one of my favorite games. One, because it's beautiful, but two, because it is really, really up my alley in terms of the way you play it. So everyone gets a board that looks like this. There's two sides, but we'll go with the easier side. So everyone gets a board that looks like this. And basically the whole point of the game is there are tiles in a little bag, and the tiles are laid out on the table on these little circles. So the circles all go in a big circle, and then the tiles go on the circles, and they're different colors and different styles, but they're all square. And what it is basically you grab a tile on your turn, just one of a certain color, and then you fill it in on your board. So see here, there's 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. So, or I'm sorry, I'm at 6 at the bottom. Nope, that's 5. You can't count. But you would put your little piece right on the side here, and then the next person would go, and it would keep going in a circle until all the pieces are gone, and you would fill up your spots. Now, the tricky part comes in with where you can put these guys. So if I have a spot open here, I could put it here. But now if I go to take another tile, and let's say I happen to take 2 of these pretty light blue tiles, I can't put them there because there's no space, and there's also not 2 spots available. So I could put them here or anywhere else, but if I put them here, now I have to either fill in the rest of that row with the same color or leave it until the next turn. So it does get a little more complicated with gameplay, but it is pretty easy to pick up kind of once you get going. It's definitely one you'll have to read the rules on, but it's very, very fun. At the end of the round, like I said, you get to move your little pieces over onto your board. So you pick, you know, each row, depending if you fill up the whole row, you get to move your guy over. And then once you have a certain piece in that spot, you can't put the same kind of tiles in that row. So you have to always do something different, so you try to fill up all the colors. So it's fun because it's like matching kind of, but a little more advanced. So if you have younger kids and older kids, it makes it a little more interesting to play and keeps you guys as parents also involved and included. So then once you put your tiles in, there's a scoring mechanism which you track on the top, which basically you could read the rules and it'll tell you how to score the game. But then the other side, if you want to try something a little harder or different, it's blank on this side, and you can put in the pattern however you want. You don't have to follow this pattern, but it is a little bit more advanced. So I would wait until you've played it a couple times the regular way. But yeah, this is really, really fun game. Like I said, I really just love all the tiles. They're so beautiful. So many different kind of styles. And it's fun to play with, like I said, I've played it with 6-year-olds and up. I do recommend trying it out first so you can kind of learn the rules and then going from there. But that is Azul, and that is one of my favorites as well. So and that is definitely the most difficult of the 3, but definitely still learnable and playable. So I hope you guys liked my little game review. I have more games, so if you guys like this, I can do another review of some more games that are family friendly. And if any teens or adults are watching and are looking for game recommendations, I have a lot of those as well. I hope you guys are hanging in there. We miss you guys a lot. And I hope you guys are keeping busy and hopefully reading and playing board games and watching TV and enjoying yourselves. All right, guys. Bye. Stay safe and healthy.